Here we are in eastern Iowa. Corn is high and the sun is hot. And just across the road over here is the Iowa 80 truck stop. The Quad Cities Truckers Jamboree is going on over there. A real showplace for the trucking industry. Beautiful show trucks, huh? Well, this is part of every Jamboree or truck show, but it's not always what trucking has been. Hi, I'm Mark Atkinson, and for the next 30 minutes, we're going to take a look at some of the working trucks of yesteryear. Boy, a 1918 Mack, that's indeed an old truck. A 1955 Ford pickup truck that's been converted into a farm lift truck. Got big trucks and small trucks all over the place here. We're going to walk down and take a look at some more of them. Out walking around, we found Ron Nichols from Raymondville, Missouri. He's got a 1948 Peterbilt. Ron, good morning. How are you? Good to see you.
How are you this morning?
Tell us a little bit about this beautiful rig. She is big and she's long.
Well, it's a 285-inch wheelbase conventional Peterbilt, completely restored from the ground up. It's got a 3408 Cat engine in it. It's newer components underneath, but the old style look. We've added a sleeper box to it, and quite a bit of chrome, as you can see.
That's for sure. Notice this engine is just about everything on it is chrome. Is it a stock engine, or do you have a blower in there, or what?
It's been modified some. It comes out stock 450 horsepower, and it's probably turning 5 1/4 now, or something like this. And it's had some balance work done on it. Quite a bit of tuning up.
Yeah, nice efficient engine. You also, I notice, have a gorgeous interior on this truck, all oak dashboard and everything.
Yes, we built that by hand. It's all oak, solid oak wood. Done it by hand. It built. This is the third dash for it. We had several times getting it built, but it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, and all gauges, no digitals up there, and lots of switches.
It's all gauges, all manual gauges. It's got a lot more gauges, of course, than the old style truck had, but we put the new style gauges in it, and full rack of gauges and electrical components.
I noticed one of the things that we looked at here, and just back up a little bit here, this wind deflector that you've got on the air cleaner, that's quite an idea. That's a neat looking styling trick.
Just kind of keeps the bugs off the chrome and helps keep from chipping it up so bad.
Yeah. And all the panels you've got along the bottom here covering your tanks and so forth, that's real clean work, and a lot of lights and the whole shot.
We've got a box here. We cover the first 2 fuel tanks, and then storage in the back. The other side's got a power plant generator that runs all the electrical components in the bunk. And it's got microwave, refrigerator, VCR.
Also, the rumor has it there's a water bed in there.
Yes, sir.
You got to take the water out when you go working with this truck, and fill it full of air?
No, it works out pretty good. It's a tube-type water bed, and it works out real well.
And rear suspension, that's all the air suspension?
It's a new style Pete air ride suspension under it. It makes it a little more comfortable.
Sure. Ron, I want to thank you very much for showing us your truck. It is indeed beautiful. Good luck, and maybe even best of show.
Well, we hope so.
All right, thanks.
Good luck
much.
to you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Let's go take a look at another one right down the road here. We're out here on the line. We found a guy all dressed in blue with a big blue truck, and name is Erwin Strelo from Morrison, Illinois. He runs this great big 1967 GMC Cracker Box. Erwin, can you tell us a little bit about this?
I purchased it back in about 1970 from an Anderson Peat company, which was a tractor that had a Detroit engine in it, 5 and a 3-speed. We bought it when it had 125,000 miles on it, run it 7 years, I believe, and then we started restoring it. Wanted to go all Detroit if I could, but I couldn't find an Allison automatic and a big Detroit engine so I could stay GMC. So I found this wrecked Peterbilt and with a Cat engine, 1693, 3¼ horsepower, and we just proceeded to build it, which took us about 1.5 years.
Huh. Give me a little tour of this rig, will you? Show me what you did to it. And
well, first of all, we had to raise this 7 inches. At one time, we had it 17 inches in the air, but couldn't get it out of the garage door. So we had to redo the inside, which all the doghouse and all the dash is all handmade. But we had to raise it this much to get the engine in it. And other than that, why the cab or the frame was cut up here, and the Peterbilt suspension was brought forward. The Cat engine was already in it. It was completely overhauled. It's got air ride suspension on it. Originally this was a tractor. I can change it back in about an hour and a half, I guess, from a dump truck to a tractor.
You mean to tell me this whole back end can come off?
Yeah, this box.
And you can pull a trailer.
Yes.
Out on I-80.
Right.
Show me what you do here.
We can disconnect this hose here with a quick coupler, which takes about 5 seconds. Light cord, which runs back to the back of the box, which is used on a tractor trailer setup anyway. It runs all my lights. And 2 pins in the back, and the box we just pick off with a loader. And then we just set the 5th wheel plate back on, bolt it on, and there's a place back here where the just bolts right on the frame, and the holes are already there, and you're ready to go as a tractor and trailer.
And full air ride suspension?
It's all air ride suspension.
Carrying what, a couple 100 gallons of fuel?
Yeah.
And how many miles range will that give you in a rig like this?
You run about 6.5 miles a gallon.
Okay. She sure is pretty. Hey, Erwin, thank you very much. We appreciate you showing us your truck, and it is a lovely one.
Thank you much.
It really is. Thank you.
When we think about working trucks of yesteryear, I suppose a paddy wagon isn't what we think about, but this is a 1933 Ford paddy wagon used by the Cleveland Police Department. We're going to go over here and take a look at a 1953 Kenworth, 20 years newer. Come on along.
Okay, we're going to be talking with Darrell Garrett out of Smithway Motor Express in Fort Dodge, Iowa, SMX Trucking. Darrell, this is a 1953 Kenworth, and it doesn't look like an 89. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's not. It's really a kind of a unique old design. These old trucks were called the bullnose. We found this cab in a farmer's grove down in southern Iowa, and all was there was a cab, and it was all rusted out. So we've done a lot of work on it to get it in this shape. We've changed a lot of things. Inside here, we've got a completely pleated and rolled leather interior. We've got a onboard computer. It gives your miles per gallon distance traveled, how far you've gone, how much fuel you got left, how many miles you go till you're empty. And we've chromed the dash and put an air assist power steering on it, which helps with these old trucks, kind of tough steering.
All right, speaking of air assist power steering, air conditioning in that vehicle?
Yes, sir, we put that in too.
Okay.
And we changed the engine. When these old trucks came out, they had a 225 or 220 Cummins engine or a 250 maybe at the max. And we've changed that around a little bit. We've got a 475 Cummins twin turbo. And that's kind of evident. It takes 2 air intakes to get enough air to run it. And we've lengthened it out. It's quite a bit longer than it was in the old days. Put an air ride under it.
You know, Darrell, as I remember, the 53 Kenworth, that had a solid back on it.
Yeah, we had to put this vent in here. It's got that 475 twin turbo, and that helps get some of the hot air out of the back. Otherwise, it's probably unbearable to ride in. Some of the other things we've done, we put, of course, the decking on, and we've got 120 gallons of fuel on each side. Back here in the back, we got an all-modern air ride suspension on it, which I didn't hear of in 1953. But these are just some of the modifications we've had. The shape is the same, but everything else is different.
Well, it sure has its share of nostalgia, and I want to thank you very much for giving us a tour of your 53 Kenworth. Darrell, it's a lovely truck, and wish you all the luck in the world here at the show.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
found a guy named Ernie Buck. Ernie doesn't own this 1956 Jimmy, but Ernie used to drive it back in the 60s. Ernie, in your days on the wheel of this machine, what was that like?
That was pretty exciting driving this old of a truck back in then, because it's, well, we used to take and haul houses for component homes,
Yeah.
shuttle truck, and this used to be Leroy Pogle's truck, the main driver of it. You had to be a pretty good friend to get to drive it, because like they called it his jewel, and he took real good care of it. If you put a nick or a scratch or a dent in it, you had to pay for it the hard way. But it's a pretty good little old horse. It got the work done real well, and they've did a lot of changing on it since the years that Mitchell sold out. They've given it a new paint job and put a little chrome and stuff on it. But the original picture of it's on the front end. It's a pretty good little machine.
How big an engine she run?
It's got about a 235 in it with a 5-speed with a 2-speed axle.
Okay, 1956 makes this truck a little over 30 years old. Must have had quite a history along the way.
Yes, it has. They used it to pull bull trailers to haul bulls with in out of Chicago. And Leroy pulled Lindale Cedar Homes with it out of Iowa City. That's them prefabs, you know, they put in the back end of a trailer and they unload it. And he spotted trailers up to Cargill with it. And I even believe, if I can remember right, he hauled some beer with it out of Peoria and like out of St. Paul. That's what they called one of the local tractors. It didn't run too many states. And his main option was to take care of Lindale Cedar Homes with it, and the place in Iowa City at Components. But all those houses were by Corville. This little tractor pulled the biggest share of them. And Leroy, Gene Mitchell bought it new then, and Leroy was the main driver until they sold out. And I believe Leroy's passed away now. He'd probably be in his, I suppose, 80, close to 80 or better. Well, Mitchell's been out of business probably for about, I suppose, 5 years. And I knew this truck sold, but I didn't know who owned it or where it went to till today. And I spotted it up here and told you that I used to drive this truck. And
Probably brings back a lot of memories, eh?
yeah, it does. Yep. I drove for Gene for about 10 years. He was a pretty good guy.
Yeah, she's a gorgeous truck, and she's
Sure
certainly stands out sitting here on the row. Ernie, I'd like to thank you very much for reminiscing with us a little bit about it. It was kind of fun. Thank you. Boy, that was a dandy, wasn't it? Speaking of dandies, how about this 1919 white? Beautiful restoration job. Got to be a lot of work in this. Let's go take a look at some other ones. Nate Hare from Monroe, Wisconsin has this absolutely beautiful 1955 International here. And Nate, you've kept this in elegant shape. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I just got this tractor. I bought it about a year ago in March, and we just restored it here. And it was about April this year we got it done. I bought it from out in Arlington, Nebraska. I'm about the 4th owner of it. The third owner had it for 19 years, and it was a working truck. And he always kept it in the garage. It was really in pretty good shape.
All right. You started in March. Of course, this is the summer, so
Yeah,
you got
right.
that done pretty well.
Well, we did. We took the cab off, and back home, we took it off. I'm putting a snowmobile trailer and took it down to a body shop, and they did the cab while we went through the chassis on it.
Well, is this when you service this engine? This doesn't come forward like a regular
No,
cab, does it?
No, it don't tilt like the cab over does. It's there's a doghouse inside. You can take that apart, take the seat out, and you can do whatever you have to do to the top of the engine. Then the fenders swing out on it.
The fenders swing.
Yeah.
Show me that.
Okay, to work this engine, these fenders swing out on both sides. I'll swing this one out here. And there's how she is. We got the oil filters here. Of course, the manifold's here.
Sure.
On the other side, we got your pump there, or whatever, the compressor and all that. That's the way you used to do it.
Now, is that the stock engine that's in there?
Yep, it's a 180 Cummins,
Wow.
stock engine. This truck's supposed to have 2,200,000 miles on it, best of my knowledge.
2,200,000.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's a nice old truck.
Tell me a little about the cab, Nate.
Well, the cab, it's a cab over, but it's our model cab. And years ago, our model was a conventional international, and I believe in '53, that's when International put this arm model on top of this chassis, made a cab over it. The cab don't tilt forward though. But this truck was built in Emeryville, California from 1953 until 63, they said. But after 57, Emeryville was first built the cab over to tilt over, you know. Then they didn't build too many of these after that, you know.
Well, I noticed one thing about this truck. You have a trailer on it, which most of the guys here don't have, and that's a real honest-to-God old trailer. Why don't you tell me about it?
Well, it's a 1951 Fruhoff, and the trailer was built back then. It's all stainless steel. There wasn't no maintenance to them back then. You know, it cleans up real good, the trailer does. The cross member are all stainless steel. It has a 5.5 foot spread to it, and this trailer was from Packer City out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Years ago, and I drove truck with my dad. They hauled pickles in Chicago, but they hauled roofing back in the upper peninsula of Michigan.
Sure.
And that's why Michigan recognized that 5.5 foot spread. I mean, today I think you have a 10 foot spread.
Okay.
But it's a nice old trailer, you know. You got torsion suspension under it.
Yeah.
And nowadays, when we had them back then, and the loads really rode good with torsion suspension. The only maintenance to them was you kept them well greased, you know.
Yeah. Well, Nate, it is definitely a beautiful truck and one of the most unique ones here. Paint job is just exquisite on it. We're going to take a little look around at it, and we thank you very, very much for your presence, and thank you very much. That was a beautiful International we had over there. Ken Moss, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Hi, Guy. How are you doing?
Oh.
Nice to see you. Come on down.
Nice to see you, Mark.
Got a 1961 Henderson here that's called Huff and Henry.
That's right.
It's a beauty. Can you tell us a little bit about this thing? Hendrickson is, first of all, I thought that was suspension people.
They are the suspension people, and they trucks have they've never been in real high production on trucks, but I don't know what they're making right now. At the time when this one was built, they were building like 350 trucks a year.
About one a day, yeah.
About one a day.
Yeah. What's it running for power?
That one's got a 350 Cummins in it. It's turbocharged, minus the aftercooler on the 350. I've got a different engine I'm going to put in it again now, a twin turbo 475. I had to do a little fabricating. The truck originally came with a 250 Cummins when it was built, so we had to move the radiator and the grill ahead and stretch the hood out 2.5 inches to get this one in. So.
Well, she's a beautiful, beautiful, clean rig inside, too.
Oh, thank you. As you can see, we put, when it was rebuilt, we put all new brake lines, brake valves, electrical, everything is new in the truck. There isn't any old brake hoses or electrical left in the truck at all.
That's quite a boom up there.
That's right, Mark. The boom originally came from a military tank retriever that was sold from military surplus, and I picked it up and just completely rebuilt everything on the boom. We built our body to put it on, but it extends and swings 280 degrees hydraulically, raised up and down, of course, and it's handy for a lot of other parts that we run into of the towing industry, like moving loads on flatbed trailers, lifting milk tanks from one chassis to another, van bodies, just loading machinery onto a flatbed, or lifting anything from bulk scale gas or bottle gas tanks, and so much other work that we get asked to do that's hard to do with a conventional type of wrecker.
Well, Ken, it looks to me like you got an industrial wrecker here, and I want to thank you very much for the interview today, and wish you luck with this truck. It is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely a showstopper.
Thank you, Mark.
And we'll see you around for the next couple of days.
Okay,
Thank
good. You bet.
Okay, we've got Bill Moon, owner of the Iowa 80 Truck Stop down here in Walcott, Iowa. And Bill Moon is not only the host of this great show, the Truckers Jamboree down here in the Quad Cities, but he's also an aficionado of old trucks. And Bill, we've got a dandy right here behind us. Can you tell us a little bit about it, please?
This is kind of an unusual old one. This is a 1914 Fruhoff trailer, and the man that owned it had a 1914 Republic, and he wouldn't pull it, and he was from Hydro, West Virginia. It was real hilly country, and you can imagine no brakes on this thing going down the hills. He traded it in on a 1922 Mack, which was really a fancy truck at the time. And he drove it up until 1946, 47, made trips to Washington, D.C. and New York City and Baltimore, hauling lumber and different things, anything he could get in the back. And then REA came through and he traded this whole truck to an international dealer for a new refrigerator. The international dealer kept it a long time and then traded it to a trucking company. And then
I noticed the tires are not the pneumatic kind. They're just solid rubber on a wheel.
They're solid rubber. The old-time truckers had a rough ride.
It wasn't everything it was knocked up to be.
No, it wasn't. The good old days weren't that great.
Okay, Bill, here we've got a little newer truck. This is a 1951 Corbett, made what, in Henderson, North Carolina? I don't think I've ever heard of Corbett.
Yes, it's an old truck. They were a localized truck, and they quit making them about 54. So this is one of the later ones. The company went out of business about in 54 or 55, somewhere along in there. And they were a good hand-assembled truck. They were a good quality truck. They were kind of like this Peterbilt here. I mean, this Brockway. This Brockway is a 47, and this was an owner-operator truck, and it is kind of unusual. For a 49, it was it had a 220 horse gasoline engine in it. It'd run a good loads with 70 mile an hour, 75.
It's a beautiful, beautiful truck. I know, a little reminiscent of a 53 Buick there on the front end.
I think that's partly, and the Woodies. They called them Woodies at the time because it had wood on the door like this, just for decoration. Now the cab of this truck is wood, which a lot of trucks were made wood, but this was kind of an owner-operator model. They made about 80 of them with the wood on over about a 4 or 5 year period, and they were going to sell them for owner-operator trucks. They usually ended up, if a guy bought 4 or 5 and he drove one, they put this on as kind of a special thing for him.
Well, as a 70-mile-an-hour gasoline-powered truck built in 1949, did you find that as a wreck and restore it, or has that been?
It was out of Massachusetts, and it was pretty much a wreck, and we restored it with locally here.
Great. Let's go take a look at a couple more of Bill's trucks here. Bill, I recognize this as a 1919 International.
Yes, this is my first truck, so it's got a little sentimental value to it. We've used it in a lot of parades, and it's been, we've had it over 20 years, and so it's been an unusual truck. It's an International, and it was used locally, and it's kind of unusual because the radiator is behind the engine. And
I'll be darned, it's
we
backwards.
think it's backwards. And there was a lot of debate whether that was the way to do it back then. But,
well, that was the reason then for the small cowl with the air intakes on the sides.
Right. Yeah. It's a pretty nice truck for a 1919. It had a lot of good qualities, and it actually ran till the 40s around here in the farm area.
Oh, great, Bill. I see we've got a United States mail truck over here a little further away that you own. Can we take a look at that?
Yeah. This is kind of an unusual truck. These were sold as a kit for him. The back axle and this, and the ski fronts. These skis went on the front. They bolted on where the wheel was. And they were sold to mail carriers and doctors in the north. There's a lot of them sold in the Maine, New Hampshire area. They were all built, it seems, in the Wisconsin area in small foundries. And I say small. Sears and Roebuck sold 76,000 of these kits. Yeah, from over about a 15-year period. And they were built by different small foundries. One is still in business that makes dairy cleaners that pull a chain with these paddles on it to clean dairies. And this, generally they were built. This originally was on a Model T, and the mail carrier were privately and they owned one, just kept one in the garage. He traded over on this one, and it sat about 12 miles here. And it was later of course, originally it was black. But
Yeah. So let's take a look at another one. That's a fascinating story. I just love it. Bill, this is a very unusual truck. Looks like something out of a Road Warriors movie or something.
This is our most unusual truck. It's a 1916 Mack, and it right here it says first 3.5 ton Mack truck built in constant use in 19. It actually said 33, and in 39 they wiped the 3 out.
It was originally built in 1916.
And it was the first AC Mack built. Now, that had been building trucks before, but this truck was actually the one that the Mack Bulldog name came from.
Oh.
This one was built, and about 40 trucks were built, and then the British Army bought 500 of these.
We've seen them in movies, haven't we?
And the French, because the British were using them, thought they looked like bulldogs. And they started calling them bulldogs.
Uh-huh.
And when the American troops came back home, the bulldog name came with it,
Okay.
like Jeep.
Sure.
It's exactly like what happened to Jeep.
Sure.
But this was called Bulldog, and then in 1920, Mack adopted the Bulldog as a logo. So,
Well, I saw this running this morning. How did you end up with this truck, pray tell?
well, when Bill Harrah died, his collection of over 1,000 vehicles were sold to different people, and he had this one in his museum. And we bought it about 12, 13 years ago from him.
It is
His estate.
Indeed a fancy fanny's truck.
And we have not restored it. Everybody that's had it has not was going to restore it, but didn't because it's in such good shape.
Oh, okay.
But
What kind of a power plant does that have in it?
well, it has a 4-cylinder engine in it. Again, the
Radiators in the back, just like on the other International.
and again, this was very popular. Put the radiators in the back, and they argued whether Fords or Chevys were right. They actually argued whether the motor should be in the front or the back. But it was a very good engine, and it really was made till 1936 or 37. Basically the same truck, and it's
Well, Bill, how many trucks do you have in your personal collection out here?
it varies. I really don't know.
Really don't know. Well, there's a bunch of them, and they're gorgeous, and we're going to take a walk around. We're going to take some of these and put them on video. We know that you're a busy guy, and we're not going to tie you up all afternoon, but we're going to go around and put these together for the folks to watch at home. And I want to thank you for the quick little tour we had with you.
Thank you.
We've all seen scenes like this, piles of stuff out behind the barn, rusted out cars and rusted out trucks. Some folks call this junk. Others look at it as an opportunity. It's where dreams start. And I think you'll agree that over the past 30 minutes, we've had some awful sweet dreams come true.